Hey y'all, how we doing? Happy hump day to everybody out there who works a 9 to 5 or 5 to 9 or hell a 12 to 7. You know what I'm talking about. Middle of the week. How we doing today? So I'm gonna try. You know you're gonna be saying it. One day I'm gonna do it. So maybe this is the day. I'm gonna try to keep coming back on here consistently. My issue is a lot of the times. I'm starting this off like this so y'all can understand. My issue is a lot of times I don't want to get on here and not be passionate about something I'm talking about. I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to have to look for my words because if I'm passionate about something, if something really means something to me, then I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to speak on it. But if I'm trying to find words or trying to find a way to keep the conversation going, I feel like I'm doing y'all a disservice. So that's why if I'm not feeling something, I don't come on. And what I've realized that I'm much better at my relationship talks and my talks about kids and things that go on with them than I am with just about anything else. I try to stay out of politics. I try to stay out of race relations because at the end of the day, those are very divisive and they're very polarizing subjects. Now, am I passionate about them? Yes. Could I speak on them from the top of my head to the tip of my toes? Yes. However, I'm not trying to change nobody's mind. And most of the time when I'm talking about something, I'm just talking about what I want to talk about and how I feel about the subject. And I don't want to disrespect anybody's thoughts and how they feel about something. So that's why I don't talk about things like that. However, I am going to speak on something that has nothing to do with the topic, and then I'm going to get into the topic. But I thought I should speak about this. I'm going to go back to talking about relationships, relationships between lovers, relationships between friends. Hey, y'all. Hey, Morris. Hey, Marietta. And yeah, I'm gonna go back to talking about our children. Y'all know mine just left for the army. He's not a kid anymore, but he's always gonna be my child. And I don't think we give them enough recognition. Our children, or children in general. I think we dismiss them because they're not adults. But it's a whole bunch of adults we should ignore. So I'm just gonna leave that there. Hey, man, how y'all doing? All right, so I'm gonna start by saying this. In the first week of July, I'm going to say her name. Sonya Massey was murdered by the police. This is not TikTok murder. She was shot in the face because she said, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus, and he did not understand what she was saying. Now we say that. Ask my wife how many times I have rebuked her in the name of Jesus when she done said something. She called the police because she feared that there was a prowler trying to break into her home, and in less than 10 minutes, she was dead. Because that man, I'm not gonna call him a police officer, because that perpetrator, because that predator decided that you know what, today I'm going to kill somebody. It just so happened it was Sonya Massey. And now this mother, and I believe she was a wife, is no longer here. So someone has to go throughout their relationship as a cautionary tale, as a say her name, and the child no longer has her mother because you can't handle being in the job you're in. But the reality is that even if he wasn't in that job, he would probably still be violent to somebody. That's just the reality. Because you can't go into a situation where your job is protect and serve, and all this person needs is for you to make sure that she feels safe and secure in her own home. And then in less than a minute, you decide that you're going to take out your lethal weapon and say, I'm going to shoot you in the motherfucking face, and then proceed to shoot her in the face. And after that, make sure, you know what, I'm not even going to waste my products on her because she gone. That's a kill shot. These are things you're saying like this is a joke, like this is a movie, the things we watch on Netflix or Hulu or Call of Duty. You know how many times I've seen my wife's leg blown off or the side of her head fly off because she's playing Call of Duty? But guess what? My wife get killed 300, 400 times a day, and she's still sitting right here. This is real life, people. This is why I have to give my son a talk when he was going out with his friends. Sonya Massey is dead at the hands of somebody who was there to supposedly protecting her. And it's not because he feared for his life. It's because that's just who he was. And at some point he was going to do it. And I'm very sorry. My thoughts and sadly all we have for people like that are our thoughts and prayers, because unless we vote, unless we get out there, unless the system changes, there's really nothing we can do about the next Sonya Massey. The reality is that once lynching became illegal, the police found a way to do it anyway. And I'm gonna leave that at that. That's all I had to say about that. I have not watched the entire body cam footage, and I will not. I will not dignify the people who took her life by watching this over and over again. It is a tragedy that I can't even articulate properly. And that is not what we're talking about today. But I wanted to get that out there. I wanted to recognize, I wanted to say her name, Sonya Massey, who is deceased, because she called the police. That's it. Not because she was in the wrong place at the wrong time, not because she was engaging in some kind of behavior that would facilitate her being in danger. It wasn't about what she was wearing. It wasn't about her resisting arrest. It wasn't about her committing a crime. She called the police to make herself feel safe in her home. And the very person who's supposed to do that, took her life. That's it. Had to get that out there. Now, on to the topic at hand. Right, Marietta. I I don't watch it not because it's like this. If I was to see something happening, I wouldn't look away. I wouldn't disrespect the person that something happened to because I have the ability to look away when they are going through things. I don't watch it because I think it is. Now, I will watch some true crime. I will watch some horror movies. I'm all about a good action movie. I'm all about some good fictional death. But this, it, it's. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. She was sitting on the couch. He told her to go in the kitchen and turn the pot off. He told her to go get the pot. Why once you ascertained that she was in no danger, once you had let her know that she was in no danger, why were you still there? By the time we paid attention to it, by the time it had got to us, they had already checked out the outside and there was nothing out there. He escalated the situation from the time he walked in the door. From the time she opened the door, he began to escalate the situation and view her as a threat or view her as a criminal. Asking her questions that has nothing to do with why she called. Well, can I see your ID? Well, this and that. As soon as he walked in the door, he escalated the situation. She even said, please don't hurt me. Do y'all understand that? Do y'all understand how bad our situation is? That we have to ask the people that we call for help not to hurt us because we fear for our life, because of what we see, because of what constantly happens, because we cannot walk down the street. We cannot sleep in our bed. We cannot look out our windows. We cannot go to the corner store. We cannot stop at the light. We cannot go 5 miles over the speed limit. We cannot have a flat tire. Do y'all understand these things that I just said are why black people are dead. These aren't criminals. These aren't people committing crimes. These are people going too fast, alerting the police that you do have a weapon because you're licensed to carry. And when they ask you to move, you move and they shoot. These are the people that get shot because they shoplifted a $5 something out of a drugstore. Guns getting pulled on pregnant women because their daughter walked out of a Dollar General or Dollar Tree or a dollar whatever with a dollar doll that the mother didn't even know she had. These are being asked for your ID and being shot when you reach to get it. These are the things that we have lost our lives for. Going to our family's house with a bag of sandwiches. Being in our grandmother's backyard with our cell phone in our hand. And if somebody from another country or somebody from outer space were listening to me, they would think that as soon as the first two or three things happened, that immediately somebody did something about the problem. In other countries, they have one mass shooting, and all of a sudden, you damn near can't get a butter knife at the Walmart store in their country. But in America, we double down. We make it easier. And oh, please don't be black. Why are you jogging? Every time Nick would go out, Nick had to jog. Nick was did track for like 3 minutes, so he would go out early in the morning and jog and run. I couldn't, and I wasn't correlating my lack of sleep with the fact that I couldn't be asleep if my son was out because he was running. He's a black man running, and people are so comfortable with killing us or demonizing us in the name of us being criminals. The civilians have taken to just corralling us in the streets and shooting us because we didn't belong. Say their names, keep them alive in your memories, and vote. I say vote because this is presidential election season, which is a shit show. But I'm talking about locally. I'm talking about the people who actually affect your lives. Your senators, your House of Representative members, your mayors, your governors, the people who represent your districts, so that you can put people in place that can maybe start to change some of this, so that I won't be, well, Nick is gone. He's in the military. But the same thing happened to a guy in the military. He was in his own house. Police knocked on the door. He didn't move fast enough. He let them know he had a registered firearm and that he was in the military. And he is also deceased. It may not have ever happened to you. And maybe it hasn't happened to anybody you know. But if you have somebody that you love that looks like any of these people who have lost their lives, then it does affect you. Say their names. And while you think that your vote and your voice does not have any weight, if enough of us speak, if enough of us pull the levers, then we can start a landslide. That's all I got to say about that. Leilani! All right, on to the topic. The topic is Relationship, friends, and lovers. This particular, I got this idea. There's a content creator on TikTok that I started recently following. Um, Her and a group of, they look like to be in their mid 20s to early 30s, young people, men and women. They get on and they talk about relationships and things. And you have the red pill alpha. You got a couple of red pill alpha guys that are represented. It's a group of people who talk about relationships and things. They're single, married, dating. It's and anyway. So I started following her recently because I actually like what she says. She's married. She has children. So she had a clip on her channel, and there was a gentleman talking about how women talk to their friends too much about what's going on inside of the relationship they have with their partner, be it the significant other or husband or their husband. And he was saying that we do it too much and he shouldn't do it, and blah 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 blah. I commented about that I didn't necessarily agree with that, and she said she disagreed with my comment, and I was like, cool. We're never going to agree 100% agree on everything. Doesn't matter who it is. And I explained to her why. I explained to her that the reason I disagree is that because I've seen a lot of women and men, but because it was a gentleman that was stating it, we're going to go with women right now. I've seen a lot of women suffer in silence. They don't want to either burden their family or their friends. They don't want to look like the relationship isn't good to their friends. And when it goes bad or when something happens to the woman, the first thing everybody says is, we didn't know. She never told us. Why didn't she tell us? So his basically, he was saying, but it was the way he was saying. It's not what he was saying. And on TikTok and that thing, it's not enough characters to really talk about it. So I really couldn't go into depth why I had the particular opinion that I had on the subject. But here's why I had the opinion that I had on the subject. You calling me? Okay. Here's why I had the opinion that I had on the subject. Can y'all hear me? Can somebody throw a one up if they can hear me? I'm gonna put both my ears on because I don't really have anybody talking down here, so I can't hear myself in my headphones. So somebody could throw a one up and let me know if they can hear me. But I'm gonna keep talking. So when you have so few characters, it's hard to really get your point across. So that's why I decided to make this relationship, friends and lovers. This is the first one going back to talking about relationships. It wasn't exactly so much what he said as how he said it. It was like what happens in my home stays in my home. But here's my thing. There's an energy or vibe that people give off that they can't hide. Has your homegirl or your best friend or your sister ever dated a guy that on the surface they were amazing, but there was just something about them, the way they spoke, even when they said encouraging words, the way they interacted with your homegirl or your friend or your family member that just made your ass itch. And he did. Because here's why. Here's why. Number one, in this particular day and age, you give the wrong man a podcast mic, and all of a sudden, black women are the worst thing since mosquitoes and fleas. We are the cause of everything. We are the cause of all single parenthood. We are the cause of every black man being in jail. We are the reason why every black man goes to a white woman. Pick a subject, we messed it up. It's our fault. his vibe was, I can do what I want to in my house because it stays in my house. It doesn't matter how you feel about it. That's how it felt to me. That's the vibe he gave off to me, which is why I responded in the way I did. Um, I can't pull up how I responded because my TikTok is on my phone and I'm using my phone, so I can't tell y'all what I said. But it was basically, I really don't care what BC says about me and with her friend, because there's nothing here in this house, with the exception of certain personal things that are just for a wife and a wife, that I won't do in public or say in public. If I did something good, why would I be mad about her talking to her homeboys about it? Or homegirls or a friend? Why would I be mad? What it gave was, I don't want her telling good stuff, bad stuff, because I don't want people to know I'm bad. That's what it gave to me. Now, it might not have gave that to her or anybody else, but what it gave to me, and it's why I responded the way I responded. And because I'm a little older than she is. What it gave to me is, if I do bad stuff, I want her isolated from everybody else. I don't want anybody to know the bad stuff I do. And if I do good stuff and she tells her homegirls about how good I am, I'm not strong enough in this relationship not to be tempted and to do something because she told her homegirls how good I was. That's what it sounded like to me. That's what it felt like to me, which is why I responded the way I did. I am 57 years old, and I was taught by, what happens in our house stays in our house. Don't go nowhere telling nobody what happened in our house. Don't tell nobody what I said. I said what I said, and I said it to you, and no nobody else need to know. But that's not. I didn't grow up in an abusive home, so that was fine. But when you're taught that from a young age, you keep that going, and you get with someone, and the only thing you've been taught is, what happens in our house stays in our house. So you feel like you have no outlet, no recourse for when bad or troubling. It doesn't have to be bad, troubling. Abuse doesn't always start with a fist to the lip. It doesn't always start with a black eye or a broken arm. Abuse can start with, that make you look fat. Oh, what you put in this? This don't taste good. I don't want this. Abuse can start, why are you wearing that? You don't look good in that. Abuse can start with, wow, your makeup, that don't look, Abuse doesn't always start with overt things. They don't always start with somebody putting their hands on you. It starts with breaking you down. And if you've been taught your entire life that what happens in our house stays in our house, you don't tell your homegirl, you know, I wear the same thing all the time. I wear this dress. He loves this dress. And then all of a sudden, when I put it on the other day, he said I look fat. I don't look good in the dress. I don't know what I did. Now, you tell your homegirl that. Now, she going to feel some kind of way. It just is what it is. Everybody don't like the person that you date or marry. It just is what it is. They don't. It could be because they're jealous. It could be because they see something you don't see. It could be whatever reason. But your homegirl, your real friends, let me say this, your real friends, not your wannabes, not your stalkers, not your jealous, your real friends are gonna listen to you and be your sounding board. So that's why, hold on, y'all. Ooh. So that's why that caught me. It was the way he was saying. It was the way he was speaking. He speaks to his girl like that. It was the way he was dressed too. Him sitting in there in the thing with his coochie sweater on and the shades and the inside and it was dark. He just his vibe was old school backhand pimp kind of way. So it just I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. So once she said I disagree, I explained to her why I said what I said. And then she came back and she said sometimes women go too far. And I said, you're correct. However, I would much rather you go too far so that somebody has got your back, so that somebody is looking out for you, so that you have somewhere to go, so that you have someone to help, so that you got someone you can call to come pick you up. I didn't tell my sister everything that was going on, but I told her enough. So that on the day that I decided that I'd had enough, I could call my sister, tell her everything that happened that day, and we make a plan for me to get the hell up out of there. All you got to do is watch Evil Lives Here or shit, the ID channel. All you got to do is watch the ID channel to realize how many people have been brought up in the what happens at my house stays in my house to the detriment of themselves, to damn near their death. You listen to the friends and you listen to the relatives of the person that is the problem, and the first, oh, I would never think he would do that. Oh, that's not how I raised him. That's not him. What did she do? Why would he do that? He's never done anything like that to me. I'm not saying that you overshare. I'm not saying that you every time your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your husband or your wife do something, you call your home girl and say, girl. But you should be able to have that outlet. You should be able to do that. Abuse is not always physical. You can destroy a person without laying a hand on them. I listen to Reddit stories on TikTok, and I wonder, I'm like, where do these people come from? What, why are you married? Why are you even talking to this person? Mother-in-laws destroy the relationship for their son. Make sure you get a DNA test. You know she a hoe. Now families ain't got no problem talking. You ain't got no problem going back telling your mama how she didn't clean up or how she didn't put her makeup on today or mama she don't dress like she used to dress when we was dating. They don't have no problem doing that. Talking about I don't talk to my homeboys about no, but you I bet you tell your mama them about how sorry she is. About how you have to still put your clothes in the hamper. I can't just throw my clothes on the floor, mama. I gotta put them in the hamper when I get out of after work. I can't just sit down and she feed me. I actually gotta lift my fork. I'm not talking about all men because all men don't do this, but I'm talking about those that talk about their wives or their girlfriends talk too much to their home girl right after you just got off the phone with your mama, your brother, your sister, talking about how sorry she is, how trifling she is, how she didn't do this and she didn't do that, and I had to do this and I had to do that. All while you paying just half the bills. But you don't want to tell her homegirl how you squished her face into the wall. You don't want her to tell her homegirls about how you called her stupid bitch for 15 minutes. I read a damn meme somewhere where somebody said a hardworking man don't always want to come home to spaghetti. What? This is the thought process that goes on within relationships when you don't have any recourse, when you don't have any outlets. Do you know how many women I've heard? Well, why you didn't tell your mama? I didn't want to seem like I didn't want to feel like a failure. Let me tell you something. If you are so insecure in your relationship, because that's what I said. I said only somebody insecure in their relationship worries about what their wife or their spouse or their significant other tells their friends. I don't give a shit about what my wife tells her friends. I don't. I don't. Because I know what I do and what I don't do. And their opinion is not going to alter what I do and what I don't do. Because my wife knows what I'll do and what I won't do. If she needs to vent to somebody because today I had an attitude problem and I was a bitch, then she needs to vent. Who am I to tell her she can't do that? Who am I to tell her she can't tell her friends how I got on her goddamn nerves today? Because I might have got on her nerves. My wife is not insecure in her relationship. I'm not insecure in my relationship. I'm not. I'm just not. And I'm not an anomaly. I'm not unique. It's a lot of people. It's millions of people out there who are not insecure in their relationship. I asked my wife the other day, we were talking about how, we were talking about somebody that I find unattractive. And I asked her, baby, if we weren't together, would you date them? She said, hell no. I was like, no, no. I said, I'm not factored in this. Don't have me factored in. You don't know me. Are they attractive to you? She said, baby, I don't look at it. I said, why not? I do. And she just laughed. But it didn't even dawn on her to look at another woman other than Janet Jackson and Tony Braxton like they were an option for her. Because to her, she married. She done. Ain't nobody else. The same way with me. Jill Scott, walk in here now. I'll just be sitting up there staring. Look at Christ. But then she gonna walk out and go back to her mansion and I'ma still be here with my wife. Can't no straight regular person, the regular smuggler person. Even if I find them attractive, I find women attractive and men all the time. But I don't want to do nothing with them because I'm very happy with my wife. I'm secure. We cannot have great days every day. But we also cannot stifle our partner so much that they feel like they can't vent when they need to. They no. I have seen too many women suffer in silence because they were brought up that what happens in this house stays in this house by their parents. And then they took that into their relationships. And they were too scared to call their friends or their family. They were too scared to even say, what this is what he said today. This is what he did today. This hurts me. And I don't know what to do. Now now my sister, she gonna be like, now the first time she be like, you know what, y'all may just be going through a bad day. She knows my wife. Y'all just having a bad day. You know how she is. every time you talk to a friend about something that's going on inside of your relationship, the friend is not going to always agree. A real friend is not going to always agree because sometimes it could just be you. Sometimes it could be just me. It's me. I did it. I'm the reason. I know that I have triggers that I can't name, and I can't tell you how a specific way she says something or does something won't set me the hell off. I can't tell you that. That comes for anybody. She has triggers that I have to watch because I don't know what will set her off. I know it ain't me. She know it ain't me. She know it ain't her. That's what I'm trying to say. I got a little confused there, y'all. She know it ain't her, but she has to have an outlet if she needs one. Now she don't have no whole lot of friends. I don't have no whole lot of friends. I got two, as a matter of fact, that I consider like my sisters. One I just keep up with on Facebook, and one I talk to. And it's not because I ain't got. Well, I really ain't got nothing to say. Because if we got a problem, I just tell her, "Hey, baby, put this in there." I ain't gonna use all that right now. I don't want to get melting. Yeah, because it stick together with the milk. All right, she just came back down here, y'all. um, let me see. Somebody came in. Hold on. Hey, Elsie, how you doing? Oh, okay. Um, hold on, y'all, man. I had both my headphones on, and I feel claustrophobic. Anybody else like that when they put both their ears in the headphones? I feel a little claustrophobic for a second. I had to take one out. Uh, but yeah, it just made me think about that particular situation, how we should have an outlet if it's necessary. Thank you. That being said, there is two sides to everything. Now I'm on to the friend side. I'm moving over. If you don't like your homegirl's partner, tell your homegirl not to talk to you about it. If you don't like your sister's husband, if you don't like your sister boyfriend, if you don't like your best friend husband, if you don't like your best friend boyfriend or wife or whatever, tell them do not talk to me about this person. Don't call me because I don't like them, and I'm not going to give you an objective opinion about them. I'm gonna always ride for you, and the first thing I'm gonna think about is where can I bury this bitch. I don't. Thank you. That's the first thing gonna happen. I'm gonna try to figure out where we burying them at. If you do not like them, because you cannot be objective when your homegirl says something to you about them, then please tell them, don't talk to me about them. Don't talk to me about this nigga no more. Don't tell me how many times he done cheated because I done went with you at least twice to stalk him. Don't tell me that he don't pull his weight. Don't tell me that he put his hands on you. I told you to bring your ass over here and leave him. You don't want to do any of that. So don't talk to me anymore about this person. You know how I feel. You know how I'm going to come at you. So don't do it. Don't talk to that friend you know will have sex with anybody. We all got them. Hell, at one point we may have been her. Let's keep it a buck. If you know that you got a hoish homegirl, I'm talking about women right now, gentlemen. All you got to do is flip that around and put your boy in there, and that's what I'm talking about. The same thing. This is gender neutral. I'm just using her as a pronoun right now. I don't want men to feel left out. If you got that one homegirl that you know will breach the gates of friendship for a ding ding, please don't tell her about your man and how good he throw it down. Don't tell her about your don't tell her about your wife and how good she back it up. Or in my case, throw it down. Don't tell her. Don't hold the conference about your relationship if you don't, number one, want to hear what these bitches have to say. And if you got friends that will go confront your man. Don't do it. Friends are important. Friends are very important. I cannot be my wife's only friend because that makes no sense to me. Because she and I have likes that don't align. She likes some things that I don't like, and I like some things that she doesn't like. Her and I, the only thing we see eye to eye in, if we go into the movies, I have to go with action movie because she don't want to go see no horror movie. She has taken me to see the horror movie. I think our first date, she took me to see Carrie. Our first real dinner and a movie date, she took me to see Carrie. That was outside her wheelhouse, and I think we stayed up, had to stay up to 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, watch cartoons. I don't know. But horror movies ain't her blow. So why would I say, hey, we about to go see the dude, whatever. I wouldn't ask her to go. I need somebody I can go with. When I first hurt myself and I wasn't going anywhere because I couldn't go anywhere, what I look like? If she didn't have no friends, she'd have been stuck in this place with me. When our best friend said we going to this concert, I said, oh. When her sister said we going here, bye. Because at the end of the day, I know my wife is always going to come back to wherever I am. Our home is not the building we live in. It's not even the bed we sleep in. Our home is each other. I don't care who she go have lunch with. I don't care who she goes to dinner with. I don't care who she goes to a concert with. Because if I don't want to see the people in the concert, why would I go in there and be miserable because she want to see the concert? Do so and so want to go to see the concert? Yeah, they want to go. Bye. When somebody tries to be your friend, your husband, your boyfriend, your mama, your daddy, then there's a problem. Don't hold court if you just mad with your significant other. Don't hold court like he has pushed you down a flight of stairs and jumped on your head like he doing wrestling WWE when all he did was tell you no, you can't have $500 for a pocketbook. Okay? Don't go hold court with your friends and talk about how sorry he is or how broke he is or whatever whoop de whoop because you mad with him. That's not what venting to your friends is for. Because a real friend will tell you to go sit your ass down. You don't need another pocketbook. I wish he would give you the money. I'll steal it and give it back to him. My sister know that. He want girl, get out of my face. Don't do that. Don't hold court with your friends over minor infractions. Because one, your friend's gonna get tired. Every time y'all get together, the first thing on their mind is, I wonder what Richard did tonight. I just use that name, first one popped in my head. Excuse all the Richards, I ain't talking about y'all. I ain't talking about nobody in particular action. Instead of talking about what next trip y'all going on and next time we hanging out or what the kids doing or even what the husband doing good, you you talk so much, so bad about him all the time that the first thing that you think is a home, your home girlfriend are going, I know she got something. I wonder what he didn't do today. That doesn't help. That's like the little boy crying wolf. When the wolf actually bites at your heels, ain't nobody gonna help you. Now, don't make no mistake about it. I believe what happens in the house stays in the house. Ask my son. He's been learning that from the beginning. However, he can also talk to me about anything. But I know that there are certain things he can't talk to me about. He doesn't feel comfortable talking to me about. And when I got with my wife, he could talk to her. Before her, I had a homegirl he could talk to. That was masculine. If he felt like it was some boy stuff that I wasn't going to understand when he was younger. Don't make it so that there are no outlets and no venues outside of your marital or your partnership. Because, like I said, at the end of the day, I hope bad things don't happen. But I've seen in my lifetime, personally, with my eyeballs and with my ears, I have seen hundreds of women suffer in silence. And the first thing that you know about them being, the first thing you hear about their suffering is when you're going to visit them in the hospital. When the door done hit her one too many times in the eye. When the carpet accidentally tripped up and broke her arm. I've seen too many women suffer when when a girl pull up at their house talking about where our man at, because in their household what happened to him staying here. Don't go telling my business. Somebody who makes it so that you feel like you're doing something wrong when you're talking to your friends about something that happened to you, you need to look sideways at that person. You need to get bombastic side eye. Somebody who loves you and appreciates you and respects you and who is secure in the relationship that y'all are in, either a relationship of a husband or a relationship of a boyfriend, does not care what you say to nobody else. One, you're not going to overshare because you ain't got shit to share. Two, they're secure with the person they're with. I can only use my situation as an example. So here's the example of how secure I am. For all that didn't know, Nick is gone. Now I know that she did the video yesterday. Nick gone. He gone. He gone. He's in Missouri. That's where he is. And I won't see him again. And I don't know when I'm gonna see him. I don't even know if he's gonna come here before he goes to school in Georgia. He might go straight from Missouri to Georgia. I don't even know. I don't know. There's no guarantee I will see him again this year. So when he went, so they had a ceremony. He's already sworn in. Nick went and got sworn in before I even knew. Before he even told me he was going in the army. We had talked about him going in the military, but nobody wanted to tell me because whatever. That's why. Anyway, because I don't know what I would have said, but I know it would have been some tears. And they're like, so he didn't tell me until after he's already been officially sworn in. But this was a swearing in ceremony for the family. And y'all know we took him out on Sunday for his, I don't want to say last meal, but for his last family meal before boot camp. And we thought he had to go down to the hotel on Sunday night, but come to find out he had to be there Monday. So I didn't want the last thing for him to see was me acting a fool or crying like an idiot when he was leaving. I didn't want that to be his final view of me getting on the bus and going off. And even though he is how he is and he's very dry and not outwardly emotional. I didn't want him to think that I was upset with his decision or sad because you never know. So I didn't go. But my wife took him, stayed with him until he got in his hotel room. And then my family got up. My daughter, who don't take days off, took a day off. So her, Penelope, and my wife could go and watch him get sworn in and see him get on the bus to go there. Y'all know how crazy that is? She was telling me that a lot of parents wasn't even there. Hell, the day before when they just dropped the kids off and rolled out. She said there was a couple there that one of the mamas snapped. She had to hold him. I didn't want him to see that. I didn't want him to feel bad about his decision. I didn't want me to affect his decision in any way. And I've been telling him that since he turned 18 about where he go and what he want to do, regardless of how I feel about it. I don't want to factor into your decisions about where you go, how far away you go, and how long you be gone. Because at the end of the day, if he is 97 and I am too old to count, he's still gonna be my baby. So I'm still gonna be sad when I can't see him and harass him like I normally do. Or just call him down for nothing because I ain't seen him today. But they stayed with him until the bus pulled off. Y'all get that? Hold on. Put the glass on y'all. Okay, ain't nobody see it there. Do y'all get that? I didn't ask her to do that. She wanted to be there for her. She wanted to make sure he wasn't down there by himself. And y'all think I give a shit about her talking to her friends about me? If she never does anything else for me, if she never gives me another nothing, I'm good. And I know this thing went off into a whole nother subject. My bad. But that's what I wish y'all understand. I didn't ask her to do that. She wanted to do that. She didn't want him to be there by herself. That's my most prized possession is that little boy or that man. I'm not even gonna call him a young man. A man. More precious than any jewelry, gold. But she give me a lot of that too, by the way. But anyway, is that young man? And she didn't want him to be by herself. She wanted to make sure that when he looked out there, he saw family. He knew I wasn't going because I told him, and I told him why, and he understood, and he didn't want me there. He said, "I'm good, Mom." He said, "I know how you feel." Yep, she did that. If you're secure in a relationship, you could put a billboard on the busiest street in your town, and your significant other laugh at it. I told y'all that bitch was crazy. That'd be the most they'll say. That's what I wish for in relationships. I think. I think that's the most. That's what I wish for in relationships. I wish there was a necessity for you have to talk to your friends, but shit, there are. Oh, okay, hold on here. Ain't got no mess. Absolutely is. Like I said, she knew before I knew he was going in the army. She knew before I knew that he was all that. I ain't mad about. Y'all understand that one of the most amazing things in the world is your children to have a village of people who will die for them? If I'm not 100% right now, I'm getting there, y'all. I stood up. Woo-hoo! Your girl is gonna be. I ain't gonna be running. I'm gonna be slow walking like a turtle. But your girl is getting there. But I'm not 100%. But the family that I have made with DC, I'm 1,000%. I am whatever the biggest number is you can think of. Add a couple more to it, and I'm that because of them. They surprised him when they went yesterday. He didn't even know they were coming. And she said that when he looked up and saw them, he was like, you could see it in his face. And that's what I want. That's the same thing with relationships. If my baby face balled up when she ain't with me, it ain't cause of me. Talk. So again, I veered off course, y'all. But it kind of went because before her, I didn't have security. Before her, I didn't talk. I was like that. I didn't tell people what went on. You know, I didn't tell about the girls coming to my house, no shit like that. I didn't tell nobody because I didn't want to look some kind of way. I didn't tell nobody. My friends knew it was probably because of some dude. I was miserable. But I ain't going no great detail why I was miserable. I ain't gonna. I didn't because I wasn't secure, and I felt like if I said anything, that'll make it worse for me. I did. That's how I felt. But I was wrong. I should have been able to talk to anybody. I shouldn't have been able to talk to my best friend and not feel some kind of way. So they understand why I'm sad, understand why I ain't eating, understand why I look the way I look. You shouldn't have to suffer in silence because you love someone, because you fear failure. Failure only works is if you let it. Failure serves a purpose. I firmly believe Nick went through something that showed him that what he needed to do to go to his next step. I don't know if he went to this next step if it hadn't happened. Failure only works if you don't get up. Huh? Yeah, school. Yeah, we talked about it before. School wasn't his thing, but he wouldn't known. He wouldn't have known that if he hadn't tried. He wouldn't have known that if he hadn't realized that this ain't for me. I'm not gonna keep up with it. I'm gonna waste money. This particular juncture in my life, school ain't my thing. Hold on, I can't see. Hey y'all, school wasn't as fun, but that failure pushed him on to something better. If there are things, if you do not suffer in silence because your man told you that what happened in the house stays in the house. I'm gonna say that again because I'm gonna change it. Don't suffer in silence. If your woman said, "Don't talk about what happened in our house," because they're not telling you that because they're trying to keep this love that they have to themselves. They're not that's not what they're doing. That's not what they're doing. They want to treat you in their own kind of way. And they don't want anybody to know about it. They want to act like this is normal. And they don't want you to go ask your friends, is it normal? Because I'm gonna say again, a person secure in their relationship does not care if you tell your home girl that this nigga done got on my nerves today. I know I done picked these socks up 3 times and they keep throwing these damn socks on the floor. I swear I'm gonna staple them to his feet. Because a good relationship, that's what we tell it. We don't have nothing serious to tell. But in a not so good relationship, those little microaggressions, those nice nasties, those incidents where you're not really sure if it was bad or not. That's what's happening. Have you ever been with somebody the first thing they did was isolate you? You don't have to go over to your mama's house. We'll just go to my house. No, don't worry about it. I'll pick you up. Your mama ain't got to do it. Oh, I know your homegirl. You and your homegirl work the same place. I'll come get you. Who you talking to? Oh. Let's go watch TV. Cause it's not always. Let me tell y'all something. It's not always telling you to get off the phone. It's not always telling you don't say nothing. You'll think that they're being the most loving, attentive person in the world. They always want to be with me. I don't ever have time to call anybody anymore. I don't know the last time me and the girls went to the bar. I don't know me and last time me and the boys played basketball. She always wants me there. He always wants to be up under me. It's the one time you did sneak out and go to brunch, but every 15 minutes there's a text message asking when you're coming home. What are you doing? What's taking you so long? Instead of talking to a friend, she's going through your phone. Who is this? Hey, Magdalene. Hold on, y'all. I can't see. I keep taking my glasses off. Gotta put them back on. Hey, Magdalene. Run, squad. It's calling you at work. Maybe I'm at work. I can't answer the phone. Who is that in the background? Who you talking to? Why you tell them that? They don't need to know that. They don't like me no way. You know he a hoe. You know he a dog. You know she hoes. You know that's why she wear them little shirts. That's why she had them little clothes on. That's why I don't even want you to go out with her no more. Cause she don't know how to dress. You're in a relationship. Why you going to the club? That's where it starts. Like I said, abuse doesn't always start with a fist. Never starts with a fist. Because if somebody just reach out and punch you, then you gonna like the fuck? Then you gonna go to the police. So it never starts with a punch to the face or a broken arm. It starts with small little things that you don't understand. And abuse doesn't have to be overt. It never has to escalate to somebody putting their hands on you for you to be an abused person. It's when you're scared to talk to your friends. It's when this person has gotten you so mixed up that stuff is your fault. And they stuff is your fault. I know. Thank you, Magdalene. It's getting dropped off at your job in your car. And then mad because you late getting off. If you the only person with a job in the house, but you still got to come home and cook and clean. Or you ain't got to work no more. I got everything. I got you, baby. You just take care of the house and look pretty. I got you. Until you complain about something. And then all of a sudden, all I do for you, and you can't this, and this. Just saying. If you're secure, if your relationship is steady, if your person is your person, then it absolutely, positively does not matter whether or not you talk to your homegirls, your homeboys, because that person knows that they treat you good. You can't be saying nothing too crazy. And that even if you tell your homeboy how that girl had my eyes rolling back in my head and my toes was going up gang size about 15 minutes, you know that even if that nigga come and bring her everything she ever wanted, she still say no because she got everything she wants right now. You know how many times I've heard women say, I don't talk to my homegirls about my man because they may want my man. It doesn't matter if they want your man. If your man don't want to be wanted by nobody else. It don't matter how, it doesn't, let me tell you something. Let me tell you, I have to every now and again mess with my wife. Because sometimes she go out here looking good and I'll be like, why you smell like that? But I have to do that. Just so she'll feel like I really mean it. And I don't. When she go out the house, I want to look good. Because when I go out the house, I'm I'm gonna do what I gotta do. I'm not gonna go out the house looking a mess. I'm not gonna be disrespectful. One, because I'm 57, I'm too damn old to be disrespectful. Now, had we been dating in our 20s, she probably would have been walking around with a trench coat following me around because I was half naked most of the time. And I'm like, this how you met me. But I'm too old for that now. However, I'm gonna smell good, I'm gonna look good. And why wouldn't I want to go out the house like that with my wife? Why wouldn't I want her to go out the house looking like that? But because I don't care how she goes because I know. Let me tell y'all something. A lot of people know I'm not for absolutes. I believe that anything can happen at any time, and no matter how we try to avoid it, it can happen. However, I'm absolutely 100% certain, and this is how you have to be with inside your relationships. I am absolutely 100% certain that my wife is not going to sit up there and go with the first person that try to call her cute just because somebody called her cute. Before I got married, when I was still working as a bartender, my job is to flirt. I was throwing my ring finger up in the air like I was flipping birds to people. No amount of advertisement can make somebody buy something that they don't want. Okay? It doesn't matter how many times you tell your homegirls how big it is, how good he is with it, how much he eat it, how much he stick it, lick it, rub it down. Oh no, none of that matters to your man if the only person in the world he wants is you. No matter how many times you tell your homeboy that she can take it to the head, back of the throat, legs over the corner, she be doing stuff and I'll be confused. That man can make your woman do anything she don't want to do. A cheater gonna cheat. They don't need no advertisement. They don't need no help. They don't need no sales pitch. If you're in a situation where you don't trust your mate and you don't trust your friends, what's going on? The common denominator is you. The common denominator in these situations, if every man and every friend is wrong but you, the common denominator in all these things are you. Maybe you're not with the right person. Maybe you're not the right kind of friend because as soon as a man come along, your friends are irrelevant. I'm I'm just saying. I only talked to a couple of people, and I think I actually think I have told my sister about one night. I don't know what she was. I don't know what porno award my wife was trying to win, but she won it. Next time I talked to my sister, she was like, "What wrong with you?" I said, "Ain't nothing wrong." I said, "But girl, you better get you one of these. You better get you one of these." I say what I said. You should be able to be in a relationship and be in a friendship at the same time, y'all. When you see red flags in either relationship, please don't ignore them. Please don't ignore the signs. Please don't think you can change them. Please don't think if you just hang on for another day, they'll love me the way I love them. They just got to get it out of their system. I'll still be here. They know where home at. I'm the wife, husband. They just the side piece. I got the papers. I got the ring. They money come here to me. I ain't never going nowhere. Not crazy out there. Have you not had to have that situation? Me and DC have been together 10 years. We've been together 10 years. We've known each other 12. but we've been together for 10. We've never broken up. We never took a break. Break your ass in the living room, go somewhere and sit down, get you something to drink, calm your nerves, and come on back to bed. Have we had issues? Sure, because we're people. But I've never had to sit up there. I've never checked her phone. I've never checked her wallet. I mean, never. I never went through her wallet looking for numbers or checked her phone to see who she was talking to or checked her text messages or went through her emails or looked at her Facebook. I never did none of that. And I've actually only told her one thing about the cheating aspect of our relationship. And she looked at me crazy, like she thought I was playing. I wouldn't. And that's all I had to say about it. I didn't go into no great detail. Now, here's the thing. I don't know what I would do. But I'm almost, and this is why I say I don't go into absolutes most of the time. But I am almost certain that's a deal breaker. But I don't know. We're not in our 20s and 30s anymore. We about to be 60 in a few years. Oh, that's so old. Wait a minute. That made my chest hurt. Just saying it out loud. Is she gonna get there before me? Anyway, I feel her face looking at me crazy, but I can't see it. Okay. So I don't know. But I don't even think I'd ever have to worry about that. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say I won't have to worry about that. Because I believe that she would just be like, this ain't for me no more. And she know I'd be like, you know what, I don't think we work before we get to the point that we would hurt each other. Because that's hurtful. You know what I'm saying? And then when the person come back and tell you they didn't mean nothing. I know I cheated, but they didn't mean nothing to me. I love you. And you sitting over there suffering in silence because you think that it's better if you just don't say anything. If you keep it to yourself. Nobody knows that you're a failure. You're not a failure. This just didn't work. Some shit just don't work out. But I've seen too many people suffer in silence, hoping that the next day will be better, hoping that the next month will be better, hoping that they can do something to make the person see the value in them. And you shouldn't have to do that. Talking to your friends about your relationship is just it's not a disease. It's just a symptom of a disease. Something has to be happening that you feel like you have to talk about. And trust me when I tell you, again, with almost 100% surety, if it was something good, they wouldn't be bothered by you talking about it. They wouldn't be mad at you talking about what the gifts they bought them, the trips they took them on, the house they bought, the car they bought, the clothes they bought. But they can't just say that. Oh, you can talk about the good stuff and shut up about whatever going bad. So they just put it all together. But I bet they're not mad when you show off the new stuff that they bought you because that shows them in a good light. But if I can tell you about my Coach bag and my Tiffany necklace and my Pandora bracelet and my whatever, I should also be able to tell you about how bad they've been hurting my feelings all month long. How I can't do nothing right. How I feel like they hate me sometimes. How they even do stuff in front of the kids. That stuff you can't talk about. I've seen too many women suffer in silence. I've seen too many men suffer in silence. Sitting up in your house alone, wondering where your partner is, why they won't answer the phone. Why did they say that about you? You have no outlet, no recourse, nobody to talk to because you have been told that what happens in your house stays in your house. I'm not even gonna go all the way to the extreme. How you don't know nothing wrong with your homegirl relationship till you at her funeral. How you had to have a closed casket because he done beat her bones in her face in so much they can't even put her face back together. Till you go visit her in the hospital with a broken leg, a miscarriage, set on fire. And the first thing you think is, why didn't you talk to me? Why didn't you come to me? Why didn't you tell us before it got this far? I didn't want to burden you. He told me what happens in our house stays in our house. She told me y'all don't like me no way. Because men too. That is today's relationship talk. No advice, just giving you something to think about. There's nothing wrong with loving somebody, but I want everybody to start making sure that that person loves you back. You can't love somebody for the both of y'all. You can't do it. You can say you can do it. You can make excuses for it. You can rationalize damn near anything in your mind, but you cannot 100%, absolutely not love somebody for the both of y'all. That's not what relationships are. It's just not. If they don't look at you like you look at them, go look at somebody else. If they don't talk to you like you talk to them, go talk to somebody else. I don't want to hear nobody talking about I'm gonna wait for them to change. If you gotta wait for somebody to change, then you don't like the person that they are. If you have to change for somebody, they don't want you. They want the person that you want. They want the person that they want you to be, but not the person that you are. I don't like the way you dress. I don't like the way you do your hair. I don't like your makeup. I don't like how big you are. I don't like how little you are. I don't like the car you drive. I don't like the house you bought. I don't like the job you have. I don't like the bitches you talk to. I don't like the niggas you hang with. Well, you don't like me then. You don't like me then. Why is that so hard for people to understand? And you sit up here and you take your time over and over and over and over and over and over and over, hoping that this person will see the same thing in you that you see in them, when in reality, y'all should be doing that together. If you still his girlfriend and y'all been together 15 years, you're going to die his girlfriend. If every time you talk about, let's go look at rings, baby. Oh, yeah. Trash and bowling are the same. I ain't talking to y'all, but I mean, y'all can listen in. I'm live. Nick used to be the trash man, but he gone now, so Charles is the trash man. Nick used to be the trash man, so now Charles is the trash man. Um, yeah. I don't know. Let me see if somebody says something. Well, I'm gonna go ahead, y'all, and wind this here live down. I'm going to say goodbye because that's all that to be said. You need an outlet. You stupid. You need an outlet. If you need an outlet, use it. If you got somebody that doesn't make you, that makes you feel like you are not enough, then be by yourself. Relationships are not relationship with somebody else is not more important than your relationship with yourself, and your self worth, and your desires, and your thoughts, and your dreams, and your hopes. They're not. Loving somebody else is not more important than loving yourself. It's just not. It's not. Nobody can love yourself like yourself. They're not going to make you whole. You got to be whole. They're not going to fill a void in your heart because it's not their void to fill. You don't have to suffer in silence. You don't have to hang on. You don't have to hope that one day they'll look at you and go, "Ooh, I love you." You don't have to. If you can't see your worth in their eyes, then that's not the eyes you should be looking in. I can't state this enough. People say relationships are working. You gotta struggle and struggle. Why? Why do you have to struggle to love somebody? The easiest, most ridiculous thing in the world is falling in love because you do it without any thought process. One day y'all having coffee at Starbucks, the next day you cannot imagine your life without them. That's the easiest thing to do is fall in love with somebody. On the opposite, the hardest thing to do is to realize that they don't love you back. Falling in love doesn't always happen for both people at the same time. And you gotta be okay with that. But you also gotta be okay with letting that go. If you have to lift up rocks and move clothes around in the closet and lift up couch cushions and go outside and look in the bushes for that love that's not in your house, then you need to find some other house to be in. I don't know what else I can say. You're going to have ups and downs. Love might be a roller coaster, but it is not a runaway motherfucking train. It is not supposed to be painful all the time. It's not supposed to be one sided all the time. It's not supposed to be you begging for just a little, for just a scoop of what you need. Of what you need. Your love is your love. It doesn't mean that theirs is the same. If you have done all that you can do, and they still won't give you what you need, you know what you got to do? Change is scary. That's what I told Nick. I told Nick in my smart brain, my mama that wants her son to be all that he can be and do all that he can do and see every country in this world knows that he is doing a good thing and that I have raised him to do a good thing, to handle it, to stunt dog it. So I used to call him because he used to get up on stuff and jump off like he could bounce. I don't know why. He's a boy. I don't know. Penelope do it. She slide around now. I think it's just a kid thing. It's called him stunt dog. But the irrational, oh Lord, my baby leaving me brain is the one we gotta start controlling when we inside a relationship. There's only so many times you can beg your spouse for attention and love before you decide that this is not for you. And at some point you have to do that. If it's not, you do not have to suffer in silence. Hell, you do not have to suffer. There's enough shit going on outside in the outside world that can drag us down, that can ruin our day, that can hurt our feelings. When you come through these doors, them same doors that they say you shouldn't tell our business are the same doors that should have the outside world on the outside, and the person that's on the other side of that door is keeping all that bad at bay. At the end of the night, my wife come to bed and we laugh and we joke. I harass her because that's my job. And even though we've been in the same room all day, when she gets close, I feel like I have to touch her and irritate her because why not? But we close out the day with love and we close out the rest of the world. We're just an example. We're not even anything that you should aspire to be. Aspire to be better. Aspire to be crazier than we are. Do not aspire to say one more day. Just one more day. Tomorrow it'll be better. Tomorrow I'll feel the love. Tomorrow I'll see the love. Tomorrow I won't have to beg. To recap, if your spouse is secure in a relationship, they don't care who you talk to. And that's just my opinion. You may have a different opinion. And I'm cool with that. That's how the world works. If your spouse is secure and content, they don't care what you tell your home girl or your homeboy. We really don't. However, if you see red flags, if you see signs, if you feel like you want to talk to somebody but you can't because your partner has told you that what happens in this house stays in this house, then you know what to do next. You just got to get to the point where you can do it. On the flip side, I don't know. I don't know. I can't wait to harass them. Absolutely. Absolutely. Harassment 3000. And every time, because by the time she come to bed, she can play the game and everything. And the first thing she says, I'm sleepy, leave me alone. And what I heard was, mess with me some more. And she can't help but laugh. She still be sleeping laughing at me. And eventually I stop. I only do it for like a couple minutes. Cause I like the way she's saying. I sound like a little kid. Uh, it's just I'm telling y'all. Now to the flip side, to the friends. If you know your friends don't like your partner, don't talk to them because they're gonna be on your side. They're gonna hype you up, and they're not gonna give you objective information. They're not gonna see you. They're not gonna look at you and go, you know, home, you know, that's your fault. They're not gonna do that. Whether you right or you wrong, your friends are always gonna take your side, especially if they don't like the person you're talking about. If you know your homegirl hates your boyfriend and your husband, please don't tell homegirl. This is to the friends. Infants, you hate him. Tell her don't talk to you. Don't tell me about y'all no more. I'm tired of y'all breaking up and getting together. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired of it being a new girl every month. And I'm tired of you sitting there being miserable. Do not tell me. Friends, you can stop the flow of some of this. Tell them, don't talk to me about him no more. Don't talk to me about her no more. Because you ain't going to do nothing about it. So I don't want to hear it no more. Y'all know y'all friends. If you got a jealous friend who every time you get something or do something, they face ball up, don't talk to them about your man. If you got a whorish friend that you know will break the girl code at every chance she get, please don't talk to her about your man. But if you got somebody you can confide in, somebody that can listen to you objectively, tell you when you wrong, you need that. And there ain't nothing wrong with it. The reality is, in either situation, on either side of this coin, you don't abuse your power. You don't abuse your friends and don't abuse your spouse or your significant other. That just is what it is. Thank you guys for hanging out with your girl. And I'm going to say this one more time. I started off this live with Sonya Massey, and I'm going to end with her. She is just the latest in a line of people who should not be dead. Say her name. Remember what happened. Be cautious and careful when y'all out there. I want to thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Make sure you hit that comment section down there. Comment down below whether you agree, disagree, what you want me to talk about next. I think I'm going to keep talking about relationships and kids with a little every now and again, a sprinkle here and there. Y'all know what I'm at. If you should happen to come across this video and you like it, why don't you go and subscribe and share this video? Because I bet y'all got a homegirl or a homeboy that is doing exactly what I've been talking about. And maybe they need somebody that don't know them to tell them how messed up their situation is. You know. So like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that every time we drop a video go live, you guys can join us. Baby, you got anything coming up?
That's right. Thank you for watching. Thank y'all for coming through. That's right. You came through a DC Kool-Aid and Lisa production live stream. Make sure you hit that like button, share, and subscribe. Hit that like button, share, and subscribe. And we will be back with another live stream.
And I put it on Caesars. All I got is certified trunk beaters. Charge a couple cool K for the features. It ain't about the money, then you probably can't reach us. Hey, and I put it on mamas. Do it for the soul, for the fam, and the commas. Don't act, be chill with the dramas. All you gotta do is be you and
be honest. That's what we talking about. Them YouTube streets got to be honest. On these YouTube streets, we got the mukbangers, the prankers, even the haters. We love vlogging.